Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here, taking some time out of your precious evening. I hope that it will be worthwhile for you. I trust that it will be. In fact, things have really changed in the last few years, haven't they? In ways that it's almost hard to count, hard to measure. And it appears for most of us, things are not getting easier. So, as you know me well, most of you, that it's my eternal quest to look for solutions to today's problems. And one of those problems today, for many of us, in view of the economic factors that are besetting us, is the difficulty in keeping up with inflation, with responsibilities, with our dreams, and that all comes down to cash flow. So we'll be delving into that tonight. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm not going to waste any of your time, but I trust that by the end of our time together tonight, that hopefully I will have instilled a little bit more hope for you for a brighter future to be able to accomplish your personal dreams. And I'll assure you one thing, I will do everything I can to help you do that. So let's just jump right into it. As I mentioned, we're talking about cash flow. Cash flow is the lifeblood of the economy. And that becomes the lifeblood for life, quite frankly, aside from the ever living waters of our Lord Jesus Christ. This is most important for everyone in today's world. So let's take a look and see what that consists of, how we can create it, understand it, and make it work for us. All right. So we're talking about business. Obviously, to generate cash flow, you've got to have some type of a business vehicle. And success in business is simple. This is it, folks. It could not be more simple. Find a need and fill it. Find someone's problem and solve it. Identify someone's dreams and help them achieve those dreams. And business success is yours. It's what Napoleon Hill said 100 years ago. Help someone else get what they want, and you'll get whatever you want. So the concept is simple. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to identify some of the most common needs that people have and what we can do, what you can do to fill it. And when you fill that need, you're going to be generating cash flow in the process. Could not be any more simple. So let's look at need number one, credit card debt. I don't think I need to tell you, you've heard it before. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. Right now, over $1.2 trillion in credit card debt for Americans. Okay? Now that's just credit card debt. U.S. household debt as of this year is $18.6 trillion. Do you have any idea how much that is? I don't know if you do. I sure don't. That's a lot, right? And we've got rising delinquencies indicating increasing financial pressure on consumers across all income levels, right? It used to be, well, this was just people at the bottom of the economic rung, the economic ladder, all right? But it's creeping into all classes right now. So that's an important need. So if you came across somebody that has credit card debt, and I don't think it would be too hard to do that, ask them a simple question. If there was a way to get rid of that debt legally, lawfully, not hurt your credit report, would you do it? Would you want to do it? Of course, we know the answer to that, right? So that's a need that's out there that can be filled. Need number two. Same consumer debt problems. Let's talk about foreclosures. My goodness, is this an issue? I have in the title fraudulent foreclosures because that each and every foreclosure is fraudulent. Each and every mortgage is fraudulent. If you're not familiar and you think that's a stretch, well, I'm going to be doing a session next week to get into that. But this is an institutionalized system to steal homes from people. I'll tell you right now, and foreclosures are rising. In the first half of 2025, they're up 7% from last year. The first quarter of this year was up 14% from the previous quarter. In July, they were up 12% over the previous month. And in June, they were down from May, but up 17% from June 2024. So the bell curve is rising. There's increasing economic pressure. This is causing increased foreclosures. And boy, have I got some news for you on this. I'd love to get into this now, but now is not the time. But just understand the gravity of the situation and how people's homes are literally being stolen from them. And think about the possibility if we had a solution for that, right? And we do. So that's need number two. Serious business, very serious business. Need number three, we all know about the highway bandits in the courtroom with the black robes. Get a load of this. I was stunned when I saw this figure that the billions of dollars imposed through fines and fees, forfeitures, overwhelmingly hurt those least able to afford them. I think we all can relate to that. We've been there and done that. Just one encounter with the legal system can lead to long-term financial punishment. Relying on only partial data provided from only 24 states, local and state courts imposed nearly $14 billion in fines and fees on individuals involved in the legal system over a 5-year period. This figure is a conservative estimate. Everyday people are often forced to choose between paying rent, buying groceries, or keeping the lights on and paying off their court debt. That same 14 billion could be used to cover essential utility bills for over 614,000 families for 5 full years. Now you tell me, is this government working for the people? We won't get into the politics. Let's stick to the numbers. All right. But you know as well as I do, probably from your own experience, that a court situation is not a happy deal for most people. If they had a chance, do you think they would prefer to avoid that whenever possible? We can help them with that solution. All right. Need number 4, the retirement crisis. And I'm sure many of you can relate to this. All right. If you listen to Americans, no matter what their political bent is, the rich, the poor, the online, the offline, there's one consistent refrain. Financial security in old age ranks at the top of people's concerns. And they have a right to worry. Predictions based on current wealth trajectories of all Americans consistently show that most workers won't have enough money to retire. Yet 8 surveys show wide ranges of anxiety about retirement. The AARP finds that 2/3 of Americans are concerned about their retirement future. And when you see the statistics of how many Americans are not prepared to handle a simple $1,000 emergency expense, um, that rings the bell. Kind of, it brings it home. So this is a serious issue, with a large swath of the population. Okay, pick a crowd of people over 50, which is many of us, right? And if we could raise our hands, do that if you're in this group, right? And I would bet that we would see most hands raised right now. So that's need number four. Just think if you can help solve that problem for people you run into. I've seen videos of gentlemen that were 80 years old and still forced to work, and that's not a happy sight. So we look at need number five. Of course, we all know about the fear of the IRS. I don't need to tell you about that, but the IRS was created for two reasons. It wasn't to raise revenue. I'll guarantee you that right now. There's two reasons that the IRS was created. And I think most of you understand that number one, they were created to control people. What a lot of people do not understand is that the IRS was created to siphon off a significant portion of the cash flow in the economy to prevent hyperinflation, which would expose the frailty of the central bank Federal Reserve fiat currency system. So that might be an eye opener for some people. But nonetheless, I think we all understand if we looked at the numbers of what the IRS has done in America as a contributing factor for marriage breakups, divorces, family breakups, suicide, mental disorders, bankruptcies, business closures. The list goes on. This is one evil force, and we all can certainly understand why people fear the IRS. So that's a huge swath of the population. And imagine just picking anybody out of a crowd and asking them, hey, do you fear the IRS? If there was a way to put them out of your life once and for all, permanently, would you want to know about it? You know what the answer would be, right? So that's something that we can solve. Then we're talking about investments. All right, let's take a look at the investment market. The average annual return for mutual funds, of course, there are many broad categories, but the average about 13.1% in 2023. Historically, the average return for the S&P 500, an index, Standard & Poor's 500 stocks in America, is often used as a benchmark, and that's been just a hair under 12%, 11.6% over the long term. Okay, now let's look at that 11.6%. Well, that doesn't look too bad, that seems fairly reasonable, but now take out a 20% tax bite, and then take out a 6% inflation factor. And what are you left with? You're left with mid to low single digits as a net gain. So traditional investing could be a lot better, all right? Especially when people are looking at this and their retirement fund, combining those two things, it's not growing that fast, okay? Every year that goes by, what people have in a retirement fund or even in their investments period, of course, the buying power is being eroded, as we well know. Okay. So I know you understand these things, but it's good to review and put that in front of us so that we can identify where people's needs are and how those can be solved, improving performance. All right, better IRA performance. This all kind of ties together. You know, this figure says since 1957, when adjusted for inflation, the real return is a little over 6%. Okay, what I just mentioned. All right, so um, this is typical where most people's retirement funds are with their IRA. They're in mutual funds or now ETFs that are tied to the S&P 500 or something similar in most respects. And again, those IRA funds are not performing in a manner that's really going to help people get to meet their retirement objectives. So, what can be done? So, there's a lot more, but these are some of the key areas that affect almost everybody. All right. So, put yourself in the position of being a consultant in one of these areas. And, a common question is, well, who do I talk to? Well, how about start talking to anybody? One of these issues, or probably several of these issues, will be important in their life, right? So, there's only one place in the world where you can fill all of these needs. I mean, where can you go? Where have you ever seen any single location, group, company, service that can deal with each and every one of those issues? And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't exist until now. And I'm very happy to take this opportunity. Many of you have already had a sneak preview, but to announce the existence and the launch of the Freedom Tree, found at freedomtree.family. You'll see in this webpage, this will probably captivate people for a long time. And I have to apologize in advance because when you start digging through some of these issues, you're probably going to miss your next appointment or be late for work or be late for church or something. So I apologize for keeping you from your appointments, but you're going to find this to be fascinating. All of these issues are dealt with. The solutions, the dreams can be dealt with on this web page. So let's just look specifically. How is that going to work for you when it comes to generating cash flow? Phase one is as an affiliate. All right. I've listed just a few of the items that are available to folks through this website. And most of you are already well familiar with these, but they're all consolidated in this one website. And so, there are, small research documents, for $30. All right. As an affiliate, you generate 20% of that. $6, whoopee, no big deal. But we can get to the Lighthouse membership, that's $400. The MMG Capital PMA, that's $100. The Private International Business Trust, that's $1,000. All right. And there is room for you to have sub-affiliates. So yeah, there's rooms for you to have sub-affiliates and generate passive cash flow from their efforts as well. All right. If one of your sub-affiliates brings in a trust client, well, hell, you didn't lift a finger. That's $500 for you. That takes care of your groceries for a few weeks, right? So, as an affiliate, there's a number of ongoing commissions that can be generated by simply developing a steady stream of visitors to the website with your affiliate link. Okay. Now, that is really good, but we're just getting started. Okay. Let's look at phase two. Phase two relates to being an IRA consultant. All right, let's look at the IRA market. As of mid last year, there were approximately 58 million US households who owned IRAs. That's about 44% of the households. Okay. And that's an increase of quite a bit, 34% from a decade ago, showing an increasing trend in IRA ownership among Americans. So more and more Americans are owning IRAs. Now, the average balance for all ages, and that's important because the young people don't have so much in it because they're just getting started. The older folks have a lot larger IRAs because they've been doing it for a while. All right, so the average IRA balance for all ages at the end of the second quarter of this year was $131,000. Okay, now if you limit that to the average balance for taxpayers, their IRAs are nearly $200,000. And again, that's all ages of taxpayers. Now, take out the lower half of the younger folks, and you can imagine that figure jumps up quite a bit. So that gives you a perspective of the fact that this is very common and it's an increasing trend, and it gives you an idea what the average balances are that are out there to be dealt with. Okay? So, what we can do as an IRA consultant is that we can convert that IRA to a self-directed IRA if it's not already. You can show them the benefits of funding a private trust. All right, there's your $1,000 commission right there. And then that trust makes other investments of choice according to the needs and desires of the parties involved. And there are some fantastic things that we can do to help people access some of those funds personally without tax and without penalty. Okay? That's the whole idea, is to turbocharge an IRA in such a way that they can start thinking about perhaps increasing the rate of growth on their IRA funds, which does what? It speeds up the time frame in which they might be able to retire, or if we're looking at the same time frame, then it gives them a lot more to work with. All right, so that is an exceptional solution to a problem that many people have. So that's exciting. So what does that mean in numbers? So if we were here, you can see a scale anywhere from 20,000 to 200,000, which is the average size of a taxpayer's IRA. There's a 2% commission involved in that over and above the commission for establishing the trust, if that's involved. Okay. So you've got your 2% commission, and you've even got a 1% commission on an override for any subagents that you have working with you. Okay. So for folks that are organizers, motivators, leaders, and want to build a small team, there are some significant advantages in doing that. Okay, you don't have to, but it's there. It's an option. It's an opportunity. Okay, so looking at this, in the middle of the road, looking at anywhere from 1 to 2,000 or more commission, add your $1,000 commission on the trust, you're looking at $2,000 to $3,000 per client. That's worth something. What would that do for your budget? How would that help you? An extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month, okay, for one client. Would that be worth doing a little bit of work? because I'll tell you, all of this requires work. All right. It's not going to happen automatically. And see, that's where people fall down. They get started, they try this, they try that. Oh, that didn't work. And they quit. They don't work. They're not committed. There's no consistency. And oh, that didn't work for me. Well, no, it's not that that didn't work for you. You didn't work for you. And that's typically what it comes down to. So that's the choice that you have to make. Is this worth working for? Right? So then we go to phase three, being a recruiter. And I think most of you are aware of the Avitance Avista network with the Pastera project, dealing with state-of-the-art, cutting-edge digital technology and finance. This is an opportunity to be a recruiter for financial advisors. Some of you who have more of maybe a professional background, you don't need it, but you like to kind of put yourself in the frame of mind of being in that professional level. We would train you to go out and recruit professional financial advisors. So that would be financial advisors, tax accountants, real estate agents, people in that capacity to be working with folks on higher level finances would then be brought into the fold and shown how they can increase their business by forming an alliance with Avitance and the Pastera Project. Okay. Now, this is going to require a little bit of training. We're not going to just give it away to anybody who asks for it. There's a lot of reasons why, and I'm sure you understand. So there is a training fee for that. Half of that will be deferred to your first commission. All right. So the initial out of pocket is only half of the 38.50, but that's going to tell us who's serious and who's not serious. Okay. Now compare that to selling Subway sandwiches, not nearly at the professional level that this is, but if you wanted to sell Subway sandwiches, you would need probably at least $250,000 when all is said and done to set up a franchise. Okay. And then what is the upside potential? What's the blue sky? All right. So just put that there for some context and some comparison, and you have one hell of an opportunity. So that's not for everybody, but that is there. All right. So we've got all three phases. We've got simply being an affiliate with an affiliate link and getting people to the website where they can immerse themselves in a whole new world of opportunity, of knowledge that they never even knew existed. How the hell can you eliminate mortgage payments? I mean, that's unheard of. Credit card payments, converting the IRA. All right. This is all new stuff for people, and it's as real as a heart attack. All right. It's documented, it's proven, there's testimonials, and it couldn't be more real. All right. So that's an opportunity in itself. Being an IRA consultant, you can help people convert to a self-directed IRA. We'll show you how to do that. Earn your trust commissions, and then those commissions on the IRA side, and then possibly if you wanted to move to the level of being a financial advisor, recruiter, that is there too, dealing on a very professional level at that stage. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now, if you go to the freedomtree.family website and click that golden button on the bottom of the homepage, says enter the unknown, as you probably already know, then you'll get to this page, which brings up the navigation menu, and you can see the affiliate link on the upper right-hand side. That's where you can register as an affiliate. Doesn't cost you a dime, and I'm going to be providing full-on training between emails, promotional assets, resources that you can use, as well as live trainings for our affiliates to get you operating on all cylinders. Okay. The age-old question comes up. Well, who do I talk to? Where do I find people? What do I do? What do I tell them? All right. These are all the common questions that always come up. If you've got marketing experience, you already know how to handle all that. If not, we're going to have training for you on that. So this is the opportunity. Short and sweet, folks. So it's up to you what you want to do to get to your future. I'm sure you all have your own plans, but this is something that's new, it's exciting, it's comprehensive, and in terms of business, guess what? It solves people's problems. It fills people's needs. And if you can do that, you will have a successful business. So that's what I have for you tonight. So, all right, folks. Well, we're going to leave it at that. Look forward to communicating with you. You'll start to get some emails on the affiliate side. We'll get into the training and we'll pick it up and go from there. All right. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. More than that, I hope you have a lot of success with it. I'm sure you will if you apply yourself. But don't do this if you're just going to go at it half-assed. All right. It's going to take some work. It's not going to happen immediately. You're going to have to, do some diligence and have some diligence to go after it diligently with a commitment over time. And that's what anything takes for success. So this isn't an overnight get rich quick scheme. It's a business that's going to put you in a position that's going to be not only satisfying from a financial standpoint, but it's going to be satisfying knowing that you've truly helped people get out of a bad situation or help them get closer to their dreams, whether that's on the positive side or the other side. All right. So, with that, take care. God bless. Thank you for coming. And I look forward to being in touch with you very soon.